Today, Wednesday, the 18th of December 2024, we have some handpicked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our game predictions, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to big league events like Bundesliga, Europa League, Conference League, Champions League, and other big league events with huge odds, as well as list of our top 10 and top 15 game predictions, which we provide especially for the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with huge odds and corner kick predictions to take your winning to the next level. Then, of course, you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan to have access to all of these features. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You want to make sure to go navigate and join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to take advantage of all of these to take your winning to the next level. So without wasting time, I will share with you the games match prediction picks we have for you today, Wednesday. And begin with the first event. We are looking at Serbia in the Super League, a match between Jedin Stovo against Krevna Zvezda. Looking at this, the home team have proved to be very conceding. The defensive line is very weak, and they concede up to 6, 2, and 3 goals per each event. The defensive line is not good, but that of the away team have proved to be very offensive based on recent event, scoring between 6 to 7 goals per each event. And looking at the recent head-to-head, which they just had this same year, you're going to see that Krevna Zvezda played at home in lead by 4 goals to 0. This time, Krevna still have a very good form. And looking at the stand comparison of these two in terms of their stands, based on form of recent game they have had, you're going to see that Krevna Zvezda, which is the away, topple this table, sitting on the first place. They have had 5 events recently, all the 5 leads scoring 18 goals and conceding 3. They are very offensive and also very defensive. That of the home team, based on recent game they have had at home, you're going to see that the defensive line is not good and the offense is average. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Krevna Zvezda proved to be very offensive based on recent event they have had. They actually topple the away play based on stands, having up to an average goal score rate of at least 3 to 4 goals per each event. That of the home have proved to have a very weak lineup in terms of defense, and want to look at Krevna to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. Looking at the last head-to-head, Krevna still lead by 4 to 0, this time with a very good form. We still look at the possibility of Krevna to lead, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. That is, we have 2 to 3 major pick. 1, Krevna to lead. 2, the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time. And 3, 2.5 goal to occur in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we look at Italy Cup, a match between Atalanta against Cesena. In this event, Atalanta, based on recent event they have proved to be very offensive. They've also had games, especially in the Champions League against Real Madrid, which is a very tough team, and have up to 2 goals being scored. In the Serie A, they are very offensive, and comparing to that of its opponent, on the other hand, they are mostly from the Serie B. As you can see, they have had most events in the Serie B, and the defensive lineup is not great. Looking at the recent performance of Atalanta based at home, you're going to see that the home power is very strong, scoring at least 2 goals per each event. But since it is having game with its opponent on the other hand, which is not very good in terms of the defensive line, you're going to see that Atalanta will take advantage of this weak defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Atalanta is very offensive based on recent event they have had. And they are from the Serie A and have had major game played, especially in the Champions League, against tough teams like Real Madrid, and had at least a 2 goals scored. But of course, its opponent, on the other hand, is from Serie B, and the defensive line is not very strong. We look at Atalanta to topple the defensive line of its opponent to lead in full time as one of the major pick. We also want to look at Atalanta to score at least 1 goal over, and the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Therefore, we look at 2 major picks here. 1, Atalanta to lead. 2, Atalanta to score over 1 goal. And 3, the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next here, we look at Champions League women, a match between Barcelona women against Manchester City women. The recent performance of Barcelona women, based on recent gameplay they have had, have proved that they are very offensive, scoring 3, 4, and even 5 goals per each event. especially in the LF, which is the Liga F women, and they have also had games in the Champions League women where they had major lead. Man City, on the other hand, based on recent events they've had, also proved that they are a good scoring team. But of course, looking at the recent game played, they have had Man City played at home, it lead by 2-0. This time, Barcelona is coming home and taking that revenge. We want to look at Barcelona as a favorite. This time, comparing the stands of these two in terms of recent game played by form, we want to look at the performance of Barcelona at home based on home game played. And looking here, based on this table, we're going to see that Barcelona, of course, stand on a better place. And looking here at the stands, you're going to see that Barcelona women sit on the second place. But of course, based on the performance in terms of comparison, you're going to see that the offensive power of Barcelona topples that of Man City with a very high offense, even though the defensive lineup is almost of equal strength. But of course, Barcelona women, on the other hand, proved to have almost double offense of that of Man City. But looking at the performance of Barcelona at home, you're going to see that the home performance is very offensive, scoring at least 8 goals per each event. But that of Man City, on the other hand, based on the way it's not that very defensive in terms of the defensive line. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, of course, Barcelona women have proved to have a very high offense in terms of the offensive power comparing to that of its opponent. And looking at the defensive line, that of Man City women is not that very tough when they play away in terms of defense. And therefore, since the offensive power of Barcelona almost doubled that of Man City, we want to look at the fact that the last head-to-head which they met resulted to a lose of Barcelona women by 2-0 against Man City. This time, Barcelona women want to take that advantage to see how they can take revenge in this gameplay to lead against its opponent, and also the possibility of having goals here. Therefore, we'll look at one possibility, which is Barcelona women to lead, and secondly, the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2 goals over to occur in this event in full time. Therefore, we are looking at two major picks. One, Barcelona women to lead. Two, the possibility of 1.5 goal and in full time, as well as 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we'll look in the Netherlands Cup, a match between ASWH against Heerenveen. This event, of course, the home team have had games in the DED, which is, as you can see, that is DD That of Heerenveen, on the other hand, have had games in the Eredivisie of, that is Netherlands, which is a higher league as compared to that of the home. Looking at the recent game played of the home and away based on the recent event, you're going to see that Heerenveen, the away team, have not had major good play in terms of recent event they have had. But recently they have had game with William where they had a lead. Looking at this offensive power of Heerenveen as they try to climb recently, that of the home based on his home game played have also proved that they are good, but of course from a lower league. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, Heerenveen, which is the away, is from a higher league from the Eredivisie, but the home team is from the DED, which is not as strong as that of Heerenveen. Therefore, we are looking at Heerenveen to take that advantage of the fact that they are from a higher league, and taking that they are going to have a lead in this event in full time is one of our major picks, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked events, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan. When you do so, you are going to have access to all of these game predictions, which we have shared to members only. For example, our 8+ game big league prediction event, that is the Champions League match prediction event, Europa and Conference League are included in this big league event game prediction. We also share games based on top 10, 1.5 and 2.5 goals. And we regularly share most events to members only in terms of our handpick based on the best. And of course, to access this area, if you come to the home tab of this particular channel, this is the home here, you're going to be accessing all our game prediction, which we share to members only. And to those of you who want to join, you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan and start having access to our major game prediction picks, which we share to members only, as you can see based on this tab. As you can see here, we even give sometime huge odds like 37 odd, 20 odd, 36 plus odd, and of course, this continues, like especially for the weekend, where we provide huge list of game predictions. And you can see that this section is only for members only. As you can see in this area, members only. Once you become a member, of course, you're going to start to have access to all of our game prediction picks, which we share to members only with huge odds to take your winning to the next level. You can see all the members only video match prediction picks are found on the Home tab. Becoming a member will give you access to our hand-picked predictions, which we share to members only, including game match prediction picks based on our top 10 and top 15 game predictions, 1.5 and 2.5 goals, as well as corner kick events and big league prediction picks like, of course, the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, as well as Bundesliga, the Premier League, and other big league events with which ought to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you want to make sure to check the link below this video description, navigate and join to become a member to start to have access to all of these with huge odds to take your winning to the next height. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.